Now look, even though I'm someone that thinks the idea of the multiverse opens up the possibility to lazy writing and creating storylines with low stakes, since characters can essentially be resurrected at will, I will happily abandon my morals for a couple of hours if it means I get a raunchy road trip movie with those comic accurate yellow spandex. It's time to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today I'm very excited because we're talking about a long-awaited MCU team-up movie in Deadpool and Wolverine. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. Wade Wilson toils away in civilian life with his days as the morally flexible mercenary Deadpool behind him. But when his homeworld faces an existential threat, Wade must reluctantly suit up again with an even more reluctant Wolverine. So like every MCU fan on the planet, I have been impatiently waiting for this movie to come out ever since Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman dropped that absolute bombshell of an announcement on us that it was happening. I'm not gonna lie though, there was definitely a substantial part of me that was worried about the idea of returning back to this Wolverine character, because I truly think they gave us the perfect send-off with what they decided to do with him in Logan. I mean, I'm still recovering 7 years later. Well, after finally seeing the movie for myself, I'm happy to report that Deadpool and Wolverine's first foray into the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, for the most part, a decently memorable one. Filled to the brim with intense action, non-stop comedy, and ridiculous cameos, from an entertainment standpoint alone, it'll be hard to find a movie in this franchise that puts more of a smile on your face from beginning to end if you're a die-hard comic book nerd. It might not have the most meaningful or complex story at its disposal, but watching Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman continue their time as these two characters that they were so clearly born to play will always be a treat, especially when it signifies their introduction into this universe. Now, to answer the question that's on everybody's minds, do I actually think this movie has the juice to right-size the MCU and save it from that disastrous path it was headed down for the last couple of years? I mean, that's really hard to say because I don't think that's what this project was designed to do in the first place. It's kind of like Spider-Man No Way Home in the sense that the story is pretty weak and is basically cobbled together just to give us a reason for these characters to pop up on screen together more than anything else. But once that moment happens, oh baby, you're treated to a bunch of different moments that fans have been eagerly waiting to see up on the big screen for decades now. And I mean, make no mistake about it, this movie is essentially a 2-hour-long Easter egg and love letter to all of the Fox superhero properties that came before it. I think it's pretty common knowledge by now that other than a couple undisputed gems, the vast majority of those X-Men movies are equal parts messy as they are underrated. And if you're someone like me that has a special place in your heart for them, this film is pretty much a must-see for you for that aspect alone. When it comes to the performances, I think everyone and their mother has seen more than enough from our two leads over the years playing these exact roles to know what to expect from this film. Ryan Reynolds is gonna wisecrack as Deadpool, Hugh Jackman is gonna go berserk as Wolverine, and the world is a better place because of it. They have great chemistry together, and you can feel that in all of the action sequences they share with one another, and there are a lot of them. I just wish those moments could have been handled by a director that I think is a little bit more competent in staging those high-octane moments, but for the most part, they're addicting and satisfying. There are also a whole host of supporting characters that I'm not going to talk about because this movie is jam-packed with surprises, even if you think they already showed too much in the trailers, which is true, but just know that there are a lot of cameos you're not expecting, and there wasn't a single character that didn't have a badass moment or at least get a laugh out of me. Now, I'll just say this, Deadpool and Wolverine is one of those movies where all of the high art film school disciples are gonna absolutely rip it to shreds until the cows come home. I mean, from a storytelling and substance perspective, this movie basically does everything it possibly can to toss the rule book in the air and set it on fire. If you're someone that has the ability to realize that some movies are supposed to be nothing more than just fun from beginning to end, with no real goal in sight other than eliciting cheers from the crowd and reminding you why you got invested in this franchise in the first place, then you're gonna have a hell of a time with Deadpool and Wolverine. With that being said though, I do wish the stakes were set a little bit higher, the emotional beats were given more time to breathe, and there was a clearer indication of what's to come next in regards to the quality of the future of the MCU. If anything, this movie is kind of like if that great rock band you loved in college comes out of retirement for one last farewell tour. Even though you're not a massive fan anymore and their new stuff kind of disappointed you a bit, you go to the concert anyway and it reminded you why you used to love these guys in the first place. I don't know if it gives you enough to fully jump back on the bandwagon, but at the very least, it offers up a night to remember. Overall, guys, when it comes to Deadpool and Wolverine, this movie pretty much gives you absolutely everything you're expecting out of it and nothing more, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes a messy, bloody, and funny surface-level team-up between two of the best heroes the MCU now has in their arsenal is just what the doctor ordered, and if that's ever the case, I will happily take a second helping. If you're looking for complex characters, innovative filmmaking, and impressive dialogue, run as fast as you can in the other direction, but if you're looking for an all-out roller coaster ride, buckle up. Deadpool and Wolverine gets a Sully score of 3.5 stars. So that's my review for the latest MCU team-up film. What do you think is the best Marvel movie we've gotten in the past couple of years? I'd probably have to go with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.